I also wanted to indicate that we are making good progress on the budget, which is why I've invited the Minister of Finance to be here today. The main focus of Budget 2018 is the beginning of our plan to rebuild quality public services that keep our nation strong, particularly health and education. Now, Minister Robertson has already said this is not a job that can be completed in one budget. You will have already seen in the past couple of weeks the vivid picture of why we need to reinvest and the consequences when a government prioritises the books looking good, even if this comes at the health and well-being of a country's people. You'll see that as a strong theme in the lead up to the budget. We will be creating a picture and sharing more publicly what we have found sitting in front of us from the moment that we took office and we opened up the books. We want to share the reality of what we're seeing in the lead up to the budget and just the scale of the investment and the rebuilding that needs to take place with our core services like health and like education. It's obviously, though, it's obvious to people when the likes of Middlemore has a building that's rotting around its patients, just how critical this area of work is. I'm going to hand over to Minister Robertson, though, to speak briefly to our budget priorities, just to give you a sense of the work that we have been doing and where we are heading.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister. As the Prime Minister said, Budget 2018 will build on the mini-budget that we produced before Christmas, the Families Package, which, as you know, delivered in excess of $5.5 billion worth of benefits to low and middle income families and those on fixed income. We believe that this will make a significant difference, and we'll have more to say at budget time around how people can find out about what it means for them themselves. In terms of what we will then do with Budget 2018, it is really, as the Prime Minister had said, a question of how do we make sure that the critical public services that New Zealanders rely on are to the standard that they want and that they deserve. We need to do that by investing in those public services and continuing to grow our economy, have surpluses and manage our other costs and opportunities. So in addition to those critical public services that we want to get back to where they should be, the other main focus in the budget will be on sustaining economic development and supporting the regions. We know that in order to be able to provide New Zealanders with the public services that they need, we need a strong economy. We need an economy that can transition through the changes the Prime Minister was just talking about, and we need strong regions. We will also continue to take action on child poverty and homelessness. No New Zealander is comfortable with the level of homelessness that we have seen over the past few years. And while it's easy for a government to claim that a surplus is a sign of success, that level of homelessness cannot be allowed to continue and still claim success. We also want to continue to support all families to get ahead and ensure that they have a fair share in the wealth that is generated by our economy, and you've already seen some moves we've made on that. And also we want to continue to take action on environmental challenges such as climate change while protecting communities who are currently reliant on fossil fuel industries. This package will be an important step in rebuilding those public services. But one budget cannot make up for 9 years of neglect. This has to be a long-term plan to invest in our future, and it is one that we are committed to. We are equally committed to our budget responsibility rules. They remain important not only in providing a discipline to us in how we go about making our spending decisions, but also because they future-proof us in terms of any other external or indeed internal shocks, as we saw with the Canterbury earthquake. It is important that we balance those two things together. We know that we can do that. We can make important progressive changes that deliver to New Zealanders the services that they need and keep the books in a healthy picture, and that is what you will see when the budget's delivered.
Thank you. So I think, in short, to call the deficit that our health services are facing an accounting issue is ludicrous and wrong.